Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and today I want to talk about another one of the new armor skills in the series we've been doing, taking a look at the new armor skills introduced in Sunbreak. And thanks to the most recent title update, there are some fantastic new skills that are 100% worth checking out. And in this video, we are talking about Adrenaline Rush. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. And also let me know in the comments down below if you guys have been using this skill and if you've done anything cool with it. So to begin with, if you want to get this, you will need to turn your attention to the new Lucent Nagakuga armor. This armor set carries this skill across 2 pieces of armor, 2 points on the arms and 1 point on the legs. As with most new skills that you unlock in the game, they don't seem to be available on charms or decorations at the moment, but hopefully once we get future title updates, TU2, TU3, etc., they may begin adding those to the pools as well, much like they've just added Coalescence as a craftable decoration. But for the time being, if you want this, you're going to need 2-piece Lucent Naga. The skill itself, the description says, if you perform a perfectly timed evade just as a monster attacks, you get a temporary attack boost. Level 1 gives you attack plus 10, Level 2 gives you attack plus 15, and Level 3 gives you attack plus 30. But what exactly does this mean? Well, quite simply, it means when you evade, you'll be able to get a massive attack bonus. The skill only works on evades and not counters, so things like Foresight Slash or most of the Silkbind counter moves will unfortunately not activate the attack bonus. You have to evade an attack from a monster, and it can't just be a free roll, it does have to be a well-timed roll. So if you're going to use this, keep that in mind. And again, if you were hoping to use this with sort of a counter-heavy playstyle, keep in mind again, that will not activate it. But this skill is amazing. After landing an evade from an attack, the skill stays active for around 30 seconds, which is actually pretty huge and means you should be able to have the skill active for most of the hunt, provided of course you can time those rolls. And generally speaking, while some monster moves may be a little bit harder to read, most monsters do have at least 1 or 2 very obvious moves. Tail swipes, roars, fireballs, all of those are pretty easy to read. Even if you don't necessarily get the slightly more nuanced attacks, there'll always be something that you can roll through. In fact, you can actually liken this to the Evasion Mantle from Monster Hunter World. Mantles, at least from a visual point of view, were never my favourite thing, but mechanically they were pretty cool, and the Evasion Mantle was always one of my favourite ones. It looked hella cool, and of course the fact that if you get a well-timed evade, you got that nice bonus. But here are some additional useful tips. Because it is more of a skill-based skill, it will take a little bit of time to warm up again, but you can of course practice this in the training room. Keep in mind you can practice this on the more telegraphed moves like the projectile and the stomp. You also don't need to perfectly hit the roll, you can actually mess it up and still get hit, provided of course the beginning part of your roll was effectively going to evade. Even if you do get hit, a lot of the time it will still activate. Now of course this does go very nicely with a bunch of weapons, but 2 weapons specifically that this skill is amazing for are firstly the Switch Axe, because with this you are actually able to use the Wire Step Silkbind skill to trigger Adrenaline Rush. That is one of the few moves that will actually work like that as opposed to a conventional roll. Since this does of course have iframes, you can then use that and of course follow up nicely. So the Silkbind is definitely a very nice weapon to use with this skill. The second one is the bow. This is probably going to be the must-have skill for the bow because it is so easy to activate by using the dodge bolt ability, as it counts again as an evade. If you're a bow user, dodge is also used for the dodge charge playstyle, so this is basically a no-brainer. You just have extra damage during the hunt and it can fit into your sets. But it does of course also directly work with a few other skills. The first one and most noteworthy one will be Evade Window and of course Evade Distance. They both have great synergy, especially Evade Window. It just makes rolling through things incredibly easy if you max it out. So this just gives you a more generous iframe window, allowing you to proc this more reliably. There are also 2 other skills that also function in a very similar manner. Blade Scale Hone is one of them. This will also refill ammo or of course give you your sharpness back depending on what weapon you're using. So this is of course good at reducing your downtime in hunts and ensuring you remain at optimal damage numbers. And of course Status Trigger, the other new move, is also awesome because this gives you status build up on successfully evading, and these 2 can stack. Keep in mind, stamina management skills may also be useful, things like Constitution or Stamina Surge, since you will be rolling and evading more. And also Bubbly Dance, because of course this can give you some additional stamina management if you are afflicted by a blight. Furthermore, a few Dango skills to keep in mind as well. Dango Fighter will help you with stamina management further, functions like Constitution, and Dango Booster will give you a temporary boost to your attack and defense. So all in all, a very nice new skill. Very cool, pretty easy to activate, and definitely some great benefit from there. So if you guys haven't used it, definitely give it a try. If you guys have missed some of the recent videos, be sure to check out one of these ones, and otherwise keep it off on the channel because we've got plenty more Sunbreak stuff coming your way.